Okay, how do we begin a proof? With the first given. Yes, we do. So I'm going to write number 1. Segment TH is congruent to segment NK. And the reason is no thought necessary, given. We go to our picture and we mark our picture. And then we think, could anything follow from that? No, we just have two congruent sides, dead end. So we cross out the given and we read the next one. You're right, next given. Okay. Number 2. A is the midpoint of segment HK. Don't put definition of midpoint. That is just given to you, so be careful. Okay, now this one does have something that follows from it. If someone gave you that segment, here's HK, I'm going to tell you A is the midpoint. What would you add to your picture? You're like, oh, well, if A is the middle, I would add tick marks. Well, when you add something to your picture, you have to document it in your proof. What do those tick marks, what are they saying? They're saying segment HA is congruent to segment AK. What allowed you to add tick marks to your picture? Why were you allowed to add them? Because it was given? No, because of a midpoint definition. Good. Definition of midpoint. That's as far as we can go with that midpoint, so we go to our next given, on to the next one. Number 4. Segment TH and segment NK are perpendicular to segment HK. Don't try to think about it, it's simply given. Okay. If someone told me that two segments were perpendicular, what would I add to my picture? Oh, I would add right angle markings. When you add something to your picture, you must document it in the proof. Number 5. I get to say, I can do them both in one line. Angle H and angle K are right angles. My reason can't be given. What's my reason? Why did I add those markings? Why did I do that? What word was it? Oh, perpendicular. I added those markings. Definition, perpendicular. Good job. We have enough information to say something. We don't go further. Well, we can't say they're congruent yet. When we're proving, we are not allowed to just assume that those right angle markings mean congruent. You have to actually say that the angles are congruent in your proof. Even though we just look at it, we're like, oh yeah, H and K, those are congruent. But we have to say in our proof that they are congruent. So first we say they're right angles. Then we have to say they're congruent. And this is one of the ones you had to memorize. This was not old news. This was new to us this unit. I had never said that theorem before. Right angle congruence theorem. If two angles are right angles, then they are congruent. That's what that theorem is. So that was one of the ones you needed to memorize. Now we have enough evidence. We have collected evidence against these two triangles, and they are guilty of being congruent to each other. I can't fit it. Sorry. So messy. Since we have enough evidence, we say the triangles are congruent, and what are they congruent by? Side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. Very good. Now, we can go beyond saying they're congruent, and when you go past saying two triangles are congruent, when you want to go further than proving them congruent, the reason is always corresponding parts of congruent triangles happen to be congruent. CPCTC. Yay! 8-step proof right there, people. 8-step proof.